Oh, I heard an echo or something going on. I'm sorry, y'all. That threw me all the way off. All aboard and welcome to our podcast, Goddess Ships. Tonight's topic is Kevin Samuels. So, for those of you who are returning, thank you for your continued support and welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. Goddesses and guys, please remember that we are also available wherever you listen to your podcast, including Spotify and iHeartRadio. And you can always watch us here on YouTube. I am Keely, the soul snatching goddess.
And I am Melinda, the fact goddess, FACKT. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight. We want you to bang on the notification bell so that you will be one of the first to be notified when we have new episodes.
All right. And Floyd God will be joining us shortly. He's running a little behind. He had a obvious hard day at work. So let's do our shirt cam really quick. Do you have any tonight?
I got one on. It's not really.
Let me big you up. Oh, there you. Wrong way. Hold on.
It
There
just
we go.
says
Birthday Diva, established in 1972. Them lips.
them purple lips.
Yes, Divalicious. All right. And mine is in honor of Kevin Samuels. I don't push issues, just buttons.
Oh,
Because that's what he did in
Yes.
life and in death. How about that? So we are most of you know, last Thursday, there were rumors around Kevin Samuels' possible death, and then confirmation came on Friday of the YouTuber and self-appointed relationship guru Kevin Samuels that he had actually passed of a heart attack. As like he was very controversial in his social media videos. Just like it was in his death, the internet went wild in both comments sending condolences and also sending hate. So tonight we want to just take a small piece of this and kind of broach the topic of the comments after someone passes, if they are very controversial and you don't agree necessarily with their opinions. So before we get into that, I just wanted to touch a little bit on who Kevin Samuels was before he blew up into this social media self-appointed guru. He was born on March 19th, 1965. He attended the University of Oklahoma, where he studied chemical engineering. And this is according to his LinkedIn page. He later described himself as an image consultant. He went from personal stylist to social media personality who built his following on an image of plain-spoken, hyper-masculine authority, usually wearing a tailor-made suit. Kevin aimed his advice at Black men and women. It was initially Black men mostly, but because that was not gaining a lot of traction for him, he switched that over to them Black women. Drawing a large following of supporters and a chorus of detractors who condemned his views as outdated, cruel, and misogynistic. So while his comments sparked controversy and outrage, we wanted to broach the topic of the reactions on social media to his death. So my first question would be, is it okay to celebrate a person's death because you don't agree with their opinions? How you feel about that?
You talking to me?
Mm-hmm. You don't know him.
I mean, no, I don't think it's okay. I mean, when you're talking about opinions, they're just that. So, I mean, I know one of the things I heard that he said when he was, alive and doing his show is, if you don't want my opinion, don't call my show and ask for it. And that's real. Like, whether you liked it or not, you didn't have to engage with it. So
exactly.
That's kind of cruel, in my opinion, to celebrate somebody's death because you didn't care for their character or what type of influencer they were.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did not click on my comments. Hold on. Oh, hey, how you doing? That is Biggs from African Yesterday Media. He's another podcaster. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Yes, welcome.
How you feel about Kevin Samuels, sir? Do you have anything good or bad to say, or just nothing at all? So for me, I've been looking at a lot of different videos that have talked about some of the comments that have been said surrounding his death, and so some people were saying that in regards to him talking down to people. So they're like, so why should I care about saying something negatively about him in death? Somebody gave the instance because at first they were kind of on the side of, because somebody and you don't agree with their opinions past doesn't mean that you should rejoice in their death. And then they said, but I have a caveat, because let's say it was Donald Trump, I would talk about him if he were to pass. And they was like, not that I wish death on somebody, but they're like, I feel a certain way about different people. So I'm saying that now about him, but if it was him, I would do it. And it's kind of like, really? Catch-22 or something? I don't understand. Like, it's still a life at the end of the day.
Yeah, like, I mean, again, I'm not gonna even using that example, I don't care for him either. But I'm not gonna be like, ooh, so and so is dead. Like, that's just not me. But
exactly.
I don't know how it benefits anybody to rejoice in somebody's death or down, or bash somebody or downgrade somebody after they're dead. Like, exactly. What is it doing for you?
Nothing. And it don't change nothing about what that person did, stood for, was on, none of that.
And they still gonna watch his videos.
And that's what somebody else said. They were like, even though you're down talking him now in his death, his videos will still live on. The people who supported him can still watch and get his message.
And it could easily be somebody that even attempts to try to fill his shoes.
Oh, that's most definitely what I said. I said somebody, and it's going to be soon, is going to see the void that was left, and they're going to come right in. And they're probably already doing those types of videos right now. Mm-hmm. But it's like, because he's gone and that 1.4 million following that he has needs somewhere else to go, mm-hmm. they're going to gravitate towards them, and they're going to blow up just as quickly, because his videos only started really gaining traction about 2021. He's been doing videos since 2015, though.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of progressed into that because he saw where the money was.
Right.
And for some reason on social media, I don't know what it is, people gravitate towards the ones who talk the most shit. Mm-hmm. If you are talking shit, if you controversial, if you, oh my God, can you believe they said that? It's sin. Mm-hmm. Did you see they said this? But if it's somebody that's doing some positive something, that's talking about something that you, it's enlightening, they might gain some traction and they might not. Mm-hmm. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I saw one comment, a person said, you get what you give. And she said, how did Kevin Samuels die? Old and alone, the same as the woman he talked about.
Oh. Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah. I was like, well, the same way he said, I'm giving you the truth. You just don't want to hear it. She kind of thought the truth. I don't know if he won. Well, he can't hear it, but somebody did. As a society, do we owe any type of consideration or respect to the family that's left behind? And the reason that I'm asking that is, in today's social media, everything, his mother found out about his death through social media.
Did she?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he also leaves behind a daughter. So that lends to the fact that she possibly found out that her father passed through social media. And also with all of the negative comments that are coming right behind all of that.
Wow.
So I'm just kind of like, sometimes you have to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Can you imagine as a mother, either somebody calling you saying, your baby dead? Like, and you like, what are you talking about? Get on social media and look. Boom, all over your child's face saying that they ain't here. And ain't nobody told you nothing.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way of the world right now because normal people find out on social media. It's plenty of people that didn't find out about deaths in their family on Facebook that I even know personally. So multiply that by the whole world. So
Exactly.
that part doesn't surprise me. And I don't think that people are going to extend that respect because they just don't.
Well, I mean, even in not extending, I mean, because like you said, people find out about deaths on social media now, but for them and their family, it's heightened because not only am I finding this out, but it's also all of those extra negative comments that are coming in that I have to see behind it in me, even trying to research and find out something about what happened.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. People they don't care. And they're not going to put themselves in their shoes. Because if that was the case, wouldn't nobody be making no negative comments, period.
Yeah. But
you have to not care, really, seriously. Like, you have to not consider what you're actually saying. Should you consider, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, he had a mother, he had a daughter. Nobody that's posting all this negative stuff and like even the woman that said you get what you give, like you talking about somebody that's deceased. So who has a mother and who has a daughter and whatever other family members that he has. But we're so insensitive.
But that builds out of not having real connection with people no more.
Right. And I was gonna say, and that is the downside of this whole internet and World Wide Web and social media. It's like people are very just empty.
Dave, I don't know what you mean with the there. Oh, here we go. His family shouldn't be new to his negativity. That definitely wasn't anything new. So I'm gonna possibly say this. What if it was just for social media? What if at home he wasn't like that? To his family and friends, he wasn't that. But he did it for social media because he made money. We don't know. Because there's a lot of stuff people do for social media, for clout, and for money. And he made millions of dollars off of his negative comments that he made towards people. And he continued it and got even more invested in it when he saw how much money he started making. 75%, while we are talking about how much he degrades and was misogynistic towards women sometimes and to men. And I'm not gonna leave out he wasn't a man, because when he asked that man, did he have a big dick, and he said, no, you ain't got no big dick. Like, he answered it for him. And he was like, and you broke, what can you bring to the table? Like, he trashed that man. But people line up to be on his show.
Yeah.
To do that, to have him do that. They said he said they should understand his character if that's the case. Or they probably know at him at home and that at him that was making money on social media. Like 75% of his 1.4 million followers were women.
Mm-hmm.
And he made $3 million off them women. Close my door. Close my door, please. Well, it's cracked. Close it. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, I just really, I just wish that on some level, if you don't like him, you don't got to say nothing about him, because all you doing is still boosting him in depth. Even if you didn't like him, you're still giving him attention. And the people that I don't like, I pay you dust.
Oh. Dust.
Where is Floyd God? I need him on here. Oh, wait a minute. And I had to add this. Whoa. We're gonna see what we got. Two more comments that should come in just a second, but I will read it. Um, Atherton Western Media said black folks love it ratchet. Do you think that you agree with that?
Yeah.
And he said, I was thinking he was killed until I heard the 911 call. I think his natural causes are too many sex pills. Well, them blue pills will do you in. See, Alice, wait that 30 minutes. If it's 4 hours or longer, you in trouble.
That's all I can say is
So I don't really have much more else to say about Mr. Samuels except for rest in peace. If Floyd guy will get on here, he can talk about the parts that he wanted to. So let's see where he is, because it's past his time.
I will just say this. I didn't know anything about him. I had heard about him probably maybe like a year ago, and I just decided then he wasn't someone that I was interested in, like even watching, based on what I had heard about him. So it wasn't really here or there. I just, from the bit of information that I got from the individual, I was like, oh, that's probably somebody I wouldn't watch, and left it at that. So when he passed, and it was hitting big news, I didn't know who he was. So I am one of those people that literally didn't follow him, didn't pay any attention to anything that he said, and didn't recognize his name. So because, for the purposes of our episode tonight, I went ahead and started observing some of his videos. And so I know one of the things that he was called by the people that dislike him is a woman basher. So of course I haven't watched 6 years worth of his videos, but the ones that I did watch where he was engaging with the women, it was all opinion to me. So he would speak from a place of men, like men in general, I would say. But did anybody ever check his facts? And that's just a question that I'm asking, because he would often give percentages, or he would like talk about groups and studies and stuff like that. And I just wonder if the people that he was speaking to would check the information that he gave them, because to me it still sounded like a lot of opinion. Like, for instance, one that I just listened to before we started the podcast, he was talking to this young lady about the BMI, the medical BMI for women. And I'm like, but a lot of African Americans say, because of our natural body build or makeup, that they don't necessarily that they don't necessarily agree with that medical BMI. So he was telling this woman, I think she said she was 5'4", maybe. And I can't remember if she said how much she weighed, but her dress size, I think, was like a 5 or something. Like, he was asking all those things that I noticed he asked a lot. And I was like, but you actually have men, for instance, you have men that prefer plus size women. So that knocks out his statistics right there, because you're not including these power men, or these men that are in the 1 percentile or the 5 percentile that actually prefer plus size women. So that was one of, being that I'm the fact goddess, I was like, if I was one of the women, I would go back and check the facts that he was presenting to me and see how much of that was truly his opinion.
So I've only ever, and I have, of course, not watched all his videos, because at some point, to me, his mannerisms, his delivery is, and even like the way that he looks with some disgust on his face when he's talking to people, is a turnoff for me to continue to watch you engage with somebody. However, those people go to him in search of something. And my question is, everything you heard me read at the beginning about Kevin Samuels, did you hear me say anything about he was a certified life coach, relationship, anything, or nothing? He got his build off of being nasty and talking nasty to somebody. And he initially started off referring people for different clothes that were to attract men or women, that like the color that they like and the shape for your body shape. And that he started off as that type of image consultant and switched into that when it just wasn't picking up for him. And like I said, it's a gimmick in this social media game. The more shit you talk, the more followers you get. And he got on that train, and the train took off.
And paid him well.
Paid him very well. So his estate is doing lovely. Now, you know, where he went, I don't know, because that ain't for me. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dave said he's just as sassy in real life. He used to frequent the store I worked. 2 Snaps? Was that the name of the store? Oh, you 2 Snaps. Okay.
Oh.
Caught it.
Oh.
It took me a second, but I got there. That was very much something that was said in reference to him as well, that he did not like. He did not like it at all. I don't know. It's just for me, you don't have the qualifications to speak in the way that you were trying to. Oh, I see. We got somebody on. Hold on. We got Floyd guy about to come in the building. Hold on, sir. I'm finna get you. Oh, Dave started laughing because I caught on a little late. Hi, welcome, sir. Let's get us set up in the right way. All right, there we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hola, mundo. So dias, Floyd.
Oh, you speak Spanish today?
I'm trying to work my number. I'm trying to be international Floyd guy.
Oh.
Trying to work it out. What's going on, yo?
All right, international.
International, canales. Yeah, so what y'all, I'm interested to hear y'all takes, because I have some things I'd like to say about Brother Kevin.
Well, you feel free, because we've said what we was going to say.
Okay, so can y'all hear me good? Because I got these headphones on because I'm moving around. So can y'all hear me good?
Yes, sir. We hear you just fine.
Okay, so look. When I first heard the news, because I actually watched Kevin Samuels on the regular. Like, I tuned into the show since, like, he first started, really, before he went viral. Like, I used to watch Kevin Samuels, right? So, I'm
sorry. Before you start that, your boy Dave said, "Nah, we waiting on you."
Oh, what's going on, my brother?
Yeah.
I'm about to exude some of this masculine energy, you dig?
We waiting on
it out. But no, I used to watch the brother like right before he got popular. And he used to go hard on brothers and sisters. And unfortunately, and I'm gonna get to my point, because when I first brought this to y'all and I said, let's do this, there was an initial point that I wanted to make. So I'm gonna get to that in 1 second. But unfortunately, in this country, in this society, when you emasculate a brother, or more so when you try to tear down sisters, for some reason it becomes viral. You know, we see this every day. We see Black folks fighting each other, you know, ratchet videos, all type of stuff, and it's popular, right? So he used to go hard on brothers. He used to say, in order for you to be a high value man, you got to be in a certain money bracket, you dress a certain way, you know, all that. He went hard on brothers. He went hard on sisters too. And unfortunately, one of the videos where he went very hard on the sister is the reason that he began to go viral. Now, I watched, you know, when he passed away, I watched Twitter have a party celebrating this man's demise. I watched people say, we glad he dead. You know, I watched all this stuff. And just like the news, just like politics, just like opposing religious views, you have the opportunity and the choice to not watch something, not support something, not be involved in something. My mama used to tell me all the time, the truth hurts. And so I noticed that a lot of people who were offended by some of the things that he said were people who may have fell into those categories, male and female. Now, again, I don't agree with everything that Kevin Samuel said. Okay. But my issue is that was a brother that passed away. That was another black man that passed away from one of the main killers of our people, which is heart disease. And that was possibly somebody's father, somebody's son, brother, whatever. And if you didn't like him, you ain't have to do that. That's a brother that died. And so I watched a lot of sisters, and I ain't trying to go hard on the sisters. It's just what it is, what I saw. A lot of sisters was like, basically, F dude. You know what I'm saying? Glad he dead. And to me, the sisters kind of took an L for that. You know what I mean? Because it was just unnecessary. And that was my real issue about it. You know, we could talk about what he said, how disrespectful he may have been. We could talk about that all day. But my issue is that was somebody passed away. And we have to handle ourselves in a different way. Because to me, it was borderline demonic, the way people was like really going in. Like there were Twitter parties celebrating this man's death. You know what I'm saying?
Party.
There were Twitter parties. Yes. Twitter parties. And, you know, then like, it's a lot of people that I'm friends on Facebook. I went to Catholic school. So, you know, you go to Catholic school, you be friends with people all your damn life. And so a lot of the sisters that I went to school with that's on Facebook that I have a lot of respect for who are Christians, right? They Christians. They say they're Christian. They was on there like F him and glad he dead. And I'm saying to myself, well, damn, you're going to be on church that Sunday with that same energy. What would Jesus do, motherfucker? You know? So that was my whole premise of, you know, of really trying to bring it to light. I just felt like the reaction to his, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I did the Robert Earl. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm done the Robert Earl. My fault. The reaction to his demise was just, it was bad. Like it just made us look bad. And it fed into some of the very things that he was talking about. Like, so it was just kind of sad. But I'll leave it there for now because I don't know, you know, how you ladies are, what y'all may have said, or how y'all feel, or what the audience feeling. You know, I'm gonna leave it there for now.
Well, that is the way that we broached it, was in reference to the comments
really
that were made.
Okay, all right,
about his death. And just, you know, how in watching and researching when people said things, how there was a particular person who said, you know, that he's at this point dead. Why would you do something like that? But then they gave the caveat and said, but I still have to check myself, because if it was a person like, for instance, Donald Trump, I would have said, I ain't mad that he gone, and still talked about him.
Now, you know what? And I'm telling you, when I first brought this to y'all and we talked about it a little bit over the weekend, I struggled with it because, you know, Mother's Day passed. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, thinking about my mama and what my mama had done in my life, and start thinking about, you know, Black women in my life that have been integral in my life. So I was like, well, you know what? Part of being a man is understanding other people's issues and understanding where other people coming from. You know, that's just how I was taught. So I started saying to myself, well, what if I was a sister and I was over 35 and I wasn't married, or whatever the case may be that may have caused a lot of sisters to feel disrespected in a way by this man? How would I feel, right? And so I thought about that, and then I started thinking about me being a Black man and saying, well, shit, just like Donald Trump. If Donald Trump died tomorrow, I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm gonna be sad about it, but at the same time,
you ain't gonna speak on it.
No, because my mama always told me, look, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the things you put out here come back. And if you believe in any type of higher power or anything, it's the way we must conduct ourselves. So no, I ain't gonna say nothing. And another thing too is like, it seems to me, and y'all feel free, because we all on here, we all say that we are people who are for our people. and there's been years past me and Fat Guys, we done had some serious conversations back in the day about, what I'm saying, just before this show even started and when the show started, we used to have conversations about the betterment of our people. And so it really disheartens me that our people have such a vigor, such a energy to go against each other, to down each other, to argue with each other, to have this disdain for each other, but we don't have that same energy for the very people and entities that have shown their hand that want to destroy us. And it's sad. It's like Black men and Black women seem like they at war when we need to be at war with the oppressor. And on the same token, we got TV shows, platforms, women make songs bashing men. I'm independent. Nigga, you ain't got 100,000. You ain't doing this. You got a pot belly. I ain't messing with you. Like, this stuff goes on both sides. But it's like, we always so quick to hurt each other. But we don't never have this energy for these folks that's trying to take us up out of here. And over the weekend, I told my sister, I had that moment where I was like, damn, like, I don't know if I can still keep doing this. Like, I don't know if I can feel the way I feel about my people. Like, I had that moment. And I don't know if you want to call it a moment of weakness or an extreme moment of sadness. I don't know, but I had that moment, because I was like, look at how we acting. Oh, this dude, and I mean, the bottom line is this too. People do stuff on social media to get likes so they can get sponsorships, so they can get checks. You know what I'm saying? So, if
I mentioned that as well.
Right on.
Because I said, because he could be a different person because he has a daughter. His mother is still surviving. Right. They found out on social media, or at least his mother did. But my thing, like I'm saying, he may not be that way in person, and he may just be doing this for social media likes because it made him money.
Right.
It made him a lot of money.
I saw him on other platforms. Like, he used to do interviews on other social media shows, like, online, different podcasts and stuff. And his mindset and his ideas were not what he normally talked about on the show. Like, there was a whole nother person. So I again, I agree with you, because I heard you talking about that when I first came on. A lot of us need to understand people do anything for money.
Yes.
And, and it's not necessarily a reflection of who you are. It's just like, we do this show, but it's people who know us in our personal life that know we may be slightly different than who we are in real life. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean we putting on the front. It just means this is who we are on this show, for what we trying to accomplish, and who we are in real life may parallel that. So, it's just this situation right here just reinforces a lot of things that kind of hurt my heart about our people.
Yeah.
And I hope the brother rests in peace. I hope his mama finds some peace, because I don't know what it feels like to lose a child, but I sure in the hell know what it feels like to lose a sibling. And I wouldn't want nobody. I wouldn't care. Like, my brother passed away in 2020. If my brother was an asshole to anybody or anything like that, the last thing I want to hear is somebody being happy that my brother left here. Because what he meant to me may not be the same as what you got from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because all those thousands of people, millions of people who are sending whatever that hate that they have, they didn't know him personally, most of them.
Oh, right.
So it's like, come on. But anyway, so Dave did a couple of comments before you got him. Let you see it.
Brother Dave.
He said his family shouldn't be new to his negativity. That definitely wasn't anything new.
Right.
And that they should understand his character if that's the case. When I mentioned about him being different at home than he is on social media.
Real life, right. I get that.
And then he said, but he is just as sassy in real life, because he used to frequent the store that he worked at, and then he sent the 2 snaps, which took me a half a second to get on to. I was like, is that the name of the store? But then I
mean, right. And hey, he might have been zesty. He might have been on the, on the gay side of the game. He may have been like, whatever they call it. I don't know. They got names for everything, and I'd be like, all that shit mean the same thing to me. But anyway, whatever it is, that's fine. But the bottom line is, this brother died in a horrible way, like in a horrible way. And just the amount of happiness I saw, it makes me scared for our people. It makes me very
So
worrisome.
I'm sorry. How did he die? Because I don't know.
He died of cardiac arrest. He was with a young lady. I guess they were spending time together. Like I seen a bogus ass joke about that, but I ain't gonna expound on that. But he died of cardiac arrest, you know, and
So did it have something to do with meds or drugs?
No, that's not. They haven't said anything about that as of yet. They just really came out with the actual cause of death.
Oh, okay.
I think either between yesterday and maybe more information came out today. But so far as I know it, it was cardiac arrest. He was entertaining a young lady. So, you know, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't, but so far it's just been cardiac arrest.
He was entertained naked.
He was with a
Nobody
lady.
knows. They didn't say.
Oh,
She said she spent the night with him. That's all she said.
All the
She didn't say if
911.
they did anything.
I'm sorry. Y'all have to forgive me. I saw purple, the color purple this week.
Well, that's the joke. That's one of the jokes they made about that, which was I thought was in poor taste. That's one of the jokes they made. You know, that's what I said. That was a joke that was made that I didn't want to talk about, and that's the joke. It was in very poor taste. That was one of the jokes they made. But the young lady who was with him that night, I guess they released the 911 tapes, the 911 call, and so you can hear her. You know, I guess she was a nurse. She was trying to save him, or whatever. Yeah, so the 911 call was, you know, it was pretty tough to hear. So you know, I mean, it just kind of gave me a flashback because my brother passed away from a heart attack on Father's Day in June of 2020, on Father's Day. And that was kind of the scenario of events of how he died. He was with his friends, you know, people he grew up with, and he began to have a heart attack. And the people around him were trying to save him. And the ambulance didn't come. You know, people from Chicago know, you know, when Black folks had issues with their health, you may not be able to get the ambulance right away. You know what I'm saying? So you got to hold on. And it took them a half an hour to get there. And that half an hour may have saved my brother's life. Who knows? We don't know, right? But he gone. So I can understand what it feel like to be going through something like that and you trying to get help, somebody trying to help you, you dealing with it. You understand? Like I mean, candidly, I don't know if I ever told nobody this on this show. I done had a heart attack. I was in cardiac arrest for 7 minutes. I was gone for 7 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I know what that feel like. So, you know, just it's a lot of different feelings about it. And it ain't, you know, it really transcends what his opinions on the show was, you know. Just my whole issue was the comments that was made was just freaking horrible, man. It was just horrible.
Yeah, we spoke on that before you came on, basically, because she was like, you know, should people be able to rejoice at somebody's passing? And I was like, that's crazy. Like, this person is gone. Like, and anything that you say or anything that you think, what is it doing for you with this person being gone?
Right. Like what if
you just really that was my opinion. I was like, you just really have to be empty to celebrate anybody dying. And like even when she used the example about Trump, I was like, I don't care about his character again, but I'm not sitting up wishing somebody like him was gone or would be happy or rejoicing if he was, because how is that benefiting your life? What is that doing for you? Nothing.
If you are a God-fearing person, which most of the people who I saw,
but even if you're not, what is it? What value does it add to your life with this person being gone?
True, too. Right, that's true. It doesn't add any value, especially the disrespect.
What money is it putting in your pocket?
You're exactly right.
What bill of yours is it paying? You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to be empty. Like
man, I mean empty. I agree. Because you know, if little Ray or somebody died, or a nephew or daughter, son, mama passed away, and motherfucker decided to put that on Facebook, please pray for my family because little Ray died, and a nigga like me come on there and say, fuck Ray, he wasn't shit, I'm glad he gone. You gonna be mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be mad as hell. And karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch. And I believe in the all-powerful, the all-seeing, the all-knowing. So I believe in accountability, and I believe God come holler at you for stuff that you do. And so, you know, that's just me though. Like, man, listen, I'm sorry I'm moving around, y'all. My apologies. Brother trying to work it out. Work it out.
You done went into the deep dark abyss.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out, brother. Brother around here on the gridiron. I'll talk about that another tizzine, but brother on the gridiron. What's that song? Steady on the grind. Cause I got to make it happen. I'm telling you, my stuff is depending on me. Y'all ever heard that? Ooh, it's dead. Y'all never heard that song?
No,
Hey,
no,
listen.
sir.
When you get a chance, look up Dead Prayers and Erykah Badu. The song is called Steady on the Grind. I'm a big Dead Prayers fan. That song will have you charged up and will put some spirit in your soul. Especially go.
Wait, if I have heard that song and I couldn't recognize it because you did that, ooh, I'm gonna be done.
I'm telling you, gonna know just from that. That song hard now. That song hard to do something to your spirit. I'm telling you.
Woo.
That song hard. For real. Especially that song tough. It is tough, y'all.
I was not ready.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. You know, I'm trying to bring a little light. But yeah, I'm sorry I'm moving around like this, but I'm trying to work it out. Trying to get a better life for me and my cat. Try to do the best I can for me and these kids.
But I mean, love him, hate him, whatever it was, somebody's no longer here. Their family is still here to see all these comments that y'all are making about this man. And you know, like I was saying, just put yourself in somebody else's shoes before you get on your Twitter fingers and start typing.
Think about his mama. Lord have mercy. Can you imagine being a parent and having to hear all that shit about your kid? Good Lord. Good Lord.
Or his daughter.
Right, because he got a daughter now.
Yeah.
He got a daughter. Let me lighten this up real quick. I'm sorry, y'all.
I guess for me, it's not even the negative comments. It's just the celebratory acts.
Right.
Because the negative comments were there before he died.
Right. Right on. I'm with you on that.
So just for me, it's the whole, let's celebrate it. Let's celebrate his demise. Let's celebrate his death. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Like, for real. Because Keely pointed out that 75% of his 1.4 million viewers were women.
Come on now.
Why are y'all watching him if you dislike what he's doing or saying about women?
He made $3 million off
because I'm sure that all 75% of them did not agree with what he was saying.
Right. And
so you're watching him and not agreeing with him, but you're getting him paid. Like, you have to think about stuff like that. Like, I was telling them before you came on, I heard about him and decided that was somebody I didn't want to watch out the gate. So that's why I'm so like, well, what was he about? Well, what did he do? What did he say? And I watched a few clips in research of our episode, and I was like, oh, you could easily say, I wouldn't even say he was a woman basher, like a lot of people have called him that. Mm-hmm. He just had an opinion, and it was a lot of times borderline disrespectful, or actually disrespectful. It was abrasive, but you're calling in for him to talk to you like this live.
Right.
Like Keely said, a lot of these women are searching for something. And so the one thing you cling on to is verbal abuse, or, if that's what you want to call it. Why would you call him? And some of the women I saw in the clips contacted him multiple times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like Keely said, she gave his credentials from his own LinkedIn page. And not one time did it say he was a therapist, a counselor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist.
Nothing.
He was none of those. But y'all
trying to get paid.
Yeah, he was getting paid off of social media. He was an influencer, like a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And why would you support something? It's like a double-edged sword. You're supporting someone that you hate, so to speak.
And a lot of women.
That's the nature of the beast in social media, right?
And then when he passes, you want to have a party like that.
Right.
Look at yourself.
Look at yourself. Come on, fat goddess. Look at yourself. yourself.
No, I'm speaking from someone who really didn't even watch him, but just getting the residual effect of his death. I'm like, huh? Like, that's crazy. Why were you supporting him and making him $3 million? You breaking up.
You breaking up. You breaking up.
You gone.
Let's see. When the lie is more entertaining than the truth, print the lie.
Come on.
That's it all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
Yep.
That is ooh, that was deep right there.
That was good, Dave.
Yeah. Ooh, I just didn't understand like them going on there to just get his. And sometimes I almost felt like, I don't know if he was screening these people, because some of the stuff he was saying, I would be like, you don't have anything, like you just go let that slide. You was gonna let him.
Now, was he married?
No, he had been married, I think 3 times and divorced.
Yeah, 3 times. Can y'all hear me?
And I'm going to listen to you to be a relationship guru.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
can y'all hear me?
I'm telling you, from the research that I did, I was like, what is wrong with these women?
So let me say this though. I will say this. Not I don't agree with a lot of stuff, and I most definitely do not agree with his delivery. But some things, when you sit and listen to him, you be like, well, he ain't lie. He told the truth, but he said it in a very fucked up way.
But you
have said it in a very fucked up way.
But you have to put it in perspective as well. His truths were still opinions.
Yes.
So
it wasn't no lie for me. I mean, I'm saying like it was stuff that he would say that I could agree with, but I would be like, he said that in such a fucked up way. You couldn't find another way to say that, sir?
Well, you know. But you know what? It's just like when we be on here. A lot of people say I come off as brash, but my heart is good. You know what I'm saying? So, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
No, for real, because I know I come off as brash sometimes. I'm aware of that, but that's just who I am. And you know what? Another thing, a lot of the ways people on social media say stuff is for a purposeful impact, so that they can get those likes and those views. But I also wanted to add this. You know, anybody be leaving Steve Harvey, old dusty ass, and he been married 3 times, and I don't understand how anybody listen to him about any relationship advice. And he been married 3 times. Upgraded the side chick, all that stuff. So, you know,
while you were gone, Dave said, when the lie is more entertaining than the truth, print the lie.
Woo! Talia Kweli said the what do you say? How you say the lie is more important than the truth. We don't want the proof. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And there's a lot of sisters who got on there and was like, he helped their life. It was a lot of guys got on there and said he actually helped them. Like some of the things he said, a lot of women was like, you know, I lost weight because I listened to him, this, that, and the other, or you know, I changed the way I do things. Because everything he said was not a negative thing. You know what I mean? It's just those, he had episodes where he went in on people. Like, you know, he was like, I ain't about to go into what he said, but so I mean, a lot of that stuff was comedy to me because I feel like I have a lot of self-esteem. Like I love myself, so I don't need nobody to validate or invalidate me. So listening to him is not going to change who I am, and that's why I said a lot of people who got offended by it, I think they needed to check themselves. Because if you care about yourself, if you have value within yourself, when he's talking about high value men, high value women, if you have value in yourself, those things are not going to affect you because you know who you are.
Well, yeah, and a lot of the little clips that I listened to, there were so many counter examples you could give to what he was saying. Like, for instance, when he was talking to the short girl and he was telling her by the BMI she was obese, and I was like, okay, so let's talk about all of the men that like plus size women. So it don't matter if she's obese by the BMI or not, because there are men who actually prefer thicker women. So you can't make her feel like she can never be in a relationship with a high value man. Like that's so yeah, I agree with you. It depends upon how you feel about yourself.
Oh, that's what I was gonna
Exactly, because
comment about to you, Fat Goddess, when you were asking about checking his facts. In most of the stuff that I've seen, I've only ever really seen him post one particular actual fact from another source
Mm-hmm.
that he actually put up on the screen and showed. And that was when he was talking about how many women were married, how many black women were married,
right,
how many
Mm-hmm.
black women were
right,
divorced
yeah,
compared
Mm-hmm.
to white
yeah.
women. That's the only real like hard statistic from another source that I've
Yeah.
ever seen really posted. But you know, it
He
is
did.
what it is.
He put some stats up in one episode I saw about brothers, about like the percentage of black men that make a certain amount of money. He talked about men that didn't have children, or the percentage of men that make a certain amount of money. He did some percentages about that at one point, where he was going in, quote unquote, going in on the brothers. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
he had some shows where he went in on the brothers.
He
Like he
did,
had,
and I was saying he initially started out more so gearing his shows towards talking to men, and
right,
then it when that one episode it went over.
yep.
I went
It was
viral.
that
This
one
where I'm
episode.
going.
That's one
This where
episode
I'm
was,
going.
yep. So he catered to that. You know, he went back and forth with that. Because I watched him on platforms beside his own show, where he's
Hmm.
talked about how, he wants black women and black men to be unified, and what a black woman deserves, and what a black man deserves. Like he's talked about that, like raising our standards as people, not settling for certain types of people. Like he talked about that.
And
And
that's
I
where he
mean,
started out. That's where he
yeah.
started out. But that ain't where
Mhm.
he ended.
No, it ain't. It ain't. It ain't. I mean,
But that stuff didn't trend for him. That stuff didn't get him viral views. And once he
right.
saw what got him a viral view, that's where he went and made his money.
Which is most social media. It's most social media. And what really, and I ain't trying to trigger nobody, but I think it's so funny. And I kind of touched on it earlier. When our sisters have TV shows, podcasts, blogs, vlogs, and they talk about, these men ain't shit, and they need to be this and they need to be that. It's considered female empowerment. It's considered truth telling. It's considered all positive. But if a man does it,
Not all the time.
most of the time, though, most of the time, and when a man does it, it becomes, oh, he's misogynistic, he's against our women, and I don't think that's always the case on either side. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
don't either. Because what I'm saying is because a lot of times those women who are speaking that way, they are very emasculating to their own man, which is sometimes why
right,
they don't have one. So,
right,
I mean,
right,
I'm not saying that I agree with them on none of that. And I
right
don't
on.
look at it as female empowerment. I mean, you can always, like somebody once told me, you can say anything to anybody. It's the way that you say it is the
That's
way
right.
that it can be received. So, it's not, you don't have to say something in a derogatory, nasty, emasculating, or misogynistic way to get your point across to somebody to tell them
Mhm.
what it is that's a truth that they may need to hear. It may not
Right,
be a truth that they want to
right,
hear, no matter how you say it, but you don't have to say it in a nasty way for it to get through.
right. We deal with a lot of trigger words. It's just like in media, when we watch the news, they use trigger words to get your
Of
attention,
course.
to garner ratings, just like in social media. So yeah, like shit, even a weatherman trying to scare the shit out of you. It's gonna be a horrendous storm outside. You guys need to be like, damn, nigga, it's just gonna rain. Damn. You better be careful. My God, it's gonna be a malicious storm. It's a drizzle, brother. Damn, scared of snow, rain, y'all. So these trigger words, it's crazy. It's crazy. We just live in a very sad world. Very sad world.
Yes.
Made me do a lot of reflecting this weekend. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why that man's death, and watching those comments, it just did something to me. Like it really did. Like I really went into myself and did a lot of reflection. Like, damn, really,
Probably
y'all?
because you watched them from the beginning. You said you watched them from his
I did.
start.
Yeah, I did. And I'm like Huey Newton to an extent. You have a great love for your people. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't expect for them to do certain stuff, and then you hear it, and it's like,
Hmm.
damn, for real, y'all? like, for real, like, this just, excuse my language, but this just a ninja with a podcast. This what we doing? I just seen you on social media last week. You said little Ray Ray got killed. He was a good kid, even though we know Ray Ray was robbing niggas. And then nobody say Ray Ray wasn't shit. We just said, okay, rest in peace, Ray Ray, and we said that Ray Ray died. You know what I'm saying? I'm being facetious in a way, but I'm being for real. Like, my God, some of the stuff that they said, like, it was just bad. The Color Purple reference really pissed me off. It was really bad. It was really bad. And you know I love The Color Purple, so they disrespected The Color Purple. I was really upset. I was really upset about that. So, anyway, I digress.
So funny.
I digress. I digress. I was so mad. Like, y'all just gonna disrespect Celie and what she went through.
That was not disrespectful. That was funny.
That shit was. I mean, on the movie, it was funny. But when they tried to use that in reference to Kevin Samuels, I did not find that funny at all.
Well, I didn't hear it, but that's what I immediately thought when y'all said he was
that was the joke. That was the joke. Exactly what.
I probably, if I would have heard it, I would have been tickled.
Man, Lord have mercy on our post souls. You know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan always talk about our people need to be re-educated. And God bless that man. He ain't lying. We need some re-education around here. Lord have mercy. We need some re-education. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm steady on the grind. Steady on the grind.
Well, that's all I really had to say. Did y'all?
That's all I got to say. That's all I had to say. I will say this, Black people, I love y'all. I love y'all more than y'all know, but y'all got to get it together. Y'all wrong as hell for that. Anybody who made a joke about that man not being here, y'all need to do some self-reflection. And if you just with yourself, and if there's a God you serve, you need to talk to him. Because y'all fucked up. Excuse my language, but y'all messed up for real. Y'all need to talk to somebody, because that's a damn shame, because those things come back. They come back, good Lord. They come back. Straight up. God bless y'all, though. And God bless all people, power to all people, but y'all fucking up. Okay, I gotta say about that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, is your heart and your mind clear?
Okay.
My heart and you know what? My heart is sad, but my mind is clear. But I'll be all right, because we done been through this before. That's why Harriet Tubman knocked people out when she thought they was gonna tell. That's why Nat Turner killed some of those people, because he's worried they was gonna tell and they was trying to break up out of there. So this ain't nothing new.
Dave said, as they say, God knows my heart. All right. Do you have one tonight? You're going to have to get on your job. So.
I had one last week.
Did you?
No. I forgot I was with you.
No. But anyway, I digress. We're going to leave right there. The Fat Goddess most definitely now needs your suggestions, because she ain't got none of her own. So please send your suggestions to the Fat Goddess at FACKT goddess@gmail.com, which will also be in the description below. Since all hearts and minds are clear, that concludes our show for this evening. Thank you all for joining us as we do our best to give you the content that you deserve. Feel free to keep the conversation going below in the comments. We do look forward to reading them, and we respond. Again, thanks for watching. If you have not, make sure to thumbs up this video, share, like, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Do we need to say some outlandish shit for y'all to share our shit? Is that what y'all need us to do? Because we push issues. We don't push issues, just buttons.
All right.
But anyway, see y'all next Monday on Goddess Shifts, 9 p.m. On YouTube. Same bat station, same bat channel, all that good stuff, because every ship matters.
All ships aren't the same.
And life is lived on ships.
Good night.